Tomi, and then we also have Iwaku, we have Becky, and then we have Debora. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining and registering for the webinar. So the purpose of this webinar is just to interact with each other. So this is for business owners here in Ireland, and also potential business owners that would like to start a business or just looking for tips and advice on different things. So that's why we're here. I really decided to come together. So it's just something to do during this time, and just something positive, and just to give back and interact and just learn from. So yeah, so I thought let's just start. I just want to introduce every single person here so I won't forget anyone. So we're going to be having this individually. So 10 minutes each for each business owner, and then 2 minutes at the end of their presentation for questions and answers. So all the questions should be put in the chat box there. So if you have any question, please put it there, but make sure you have the person's name beside it. So in case we miss that, then I'll send an email to, a message to the business owner of the question, and then I'll email the person that asked the question the answers. And that's just because of time. So that's how it's going to go. So first it's going to be Tomi. He is the founder of Tic Collections. So he does like men's suits. He designs everything from scratch. It's brilliant. A lot of weddings here in Dublin use his collection, and it's really nice. So he'll be the first person. And then we have Iwaku. Beautiful. Look at her there, looking beautiful today. So she'll be second, and then she'll be just talking to you and everyone through how she started her business and all of that. She does a lot of, she's beaten a lot of face here in Dublin, so she knows her stuff. And then we have an Ebony, which her name is Moyowa. So she'll be talking about her, her designs and how she started and all of that. And she has wonderful designs and, everything. It's on social media. So you can find all these business owners on Instagram or Facebook. And then also we have Becky. She is the founder of Creative Innovations. So she does a lot of event planning, decor design. I used her a couple of times, and her work is really good. So she'll be next. And then we have MUI Prints. So she does a lot of apparel prints, a lot of designs for women. So her work is really good. And you can follow her on social media as well. She even does like, hair scarf and all of that. So it's really good. And then have myself, I'll be going next. I'm the founder of my Activevibe, which is a fitness accessory brand. I'll talk to you guys more about that later on. And then we have Debora. She is a hair doctor. She can do weaves and everything for you. So her work is really great. So she'll be talking about her business, how she started and all of that, okay? So we'll start with Tomi. Tomi, are you ready? You can unmute yourself.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. I hope I'm audible like this. I don't know if it's better or I have to use my headphones. I'm just trying to figure out which one is good. Putting me amongst six great ladies this evening. I'm feeling nervous now. I'm getting nervous, like with all this strong ladies that have very good resume and credentials. Thank you for having me on this to say something about my my baby. It's because I still believe it's still in the baby stage. So you have to crawl before you walk. Anyway, so having said that, my name is Tomi, and I am the creative director of Tic Collections.
Sorry, guys. Can you guys hear him, or is that just me? Okay, we can't hear you. Okay, setting up now.
Hello. Can we all hear
Okay,
me now?
yes, we can hear you now. We can hear you now.
Oh, okay, sorry. I guess that's why I was thinking, the same earlier on. Okay, so I don't know where people lost my, hearing me, but I can just do a small recap. My name is Tomi, and I'm the creative director of Tic Collections, or TIC, which stands for Treasures in Clay Clothing Company. And I started in 2005. It's been a while. Started in 2005 in Nigeria. Back then, okay, I'll just share a brief story of how I got into it. I had a friend back then in college that was very good with designs and all that, and he made a few clothes for me at that time. I just wanted something different from what everybody was wearing, and I wanted something that I could probably customize, make it custom made.
In a room.
Yeah, and so he did it for me, and I got hooked on it, and I learned how to do basic prints on clothes, customize it, put names on it. Then then the quest or the thirst to get better in fashion took over me. Then I started learning it. Went to a few fashion schools back in Nigeria and all that. So all through my stay in college, I was earning my skills. I was developing myself in fashion. So then I migrated to Ireland, and the funny part of it is that I came here to study fashion, which I did in LA College of Creative Arts. I studied fashion there, and later on I moved to Portobello Institute, where I did fashion buying and merchandising. So I think I have a bit of experience in fashion, so to say. So that's how I cut my teeth in fashion, and that has been it so far. And okay, so initially when I started off in Ireland, I started with hoodies and sweats and casual wears, but I knew that my strong point wasn't that, and because I felt that was the best way for me to get into the market and for me to navigate the waters of fashion. But alas, I made a huge loss. I had to give everything to charity. I sold a few stuff, and I had to give the rest to charity. But I always knew that my strong points would be suits and corporate casual, or corporate wears and all that. So I decided to move back to my first love, which is suits and stuff like that. And I started from clothing myself, making suits for myself. And then I had there was a wedding I catered for, a friend's wedding I catered for here in Ireland, and that opened the door for for me to search forward with my with my fashion. And since there, it's not been easy though. But what I do majorly is made to measure, where I take your measurements and try to uh, get you a suit that fits you. I take you through the process of selecting your fabrics and your designs. The basically you're trying to make it custom made up to your lining, your buttons, every detail on your suit would be catered for, and then we'll alter it to make sure that it's a perfect fit. So that's what I do basically with Tic Collections, which I've been doing. Please just let me know when my 10 minutes is off, because if I'm not careful, I just keep talking. So please just let me know when my 10 minutes is done. And then, okay, so basically, I could just talk about challenges, because I know that's what most a lot of people want to hear about, which, it's very, very important. My challenges have been one, getting, patronage, or, breaking into mainstream fashion, so to say, in Ireland. And apologies, but just to say this, that Ireland wouldn't be too fashion forward. So sometimes it takes a lot, you have to first of all try and make people see what you're saying, which is not very easy. People need to see things from a different perspective. We're used to all the cool colors, say black, white, all those cool colors. But then again, you want to try out other colors. You want people to be more edgy, more fashion forward. That was first the challenge, and acceptance. because you are not a known name. Nobody wants to risk their money on you. Nobody wants to give you money like that and trade the money at you that, oh, do this. But, there are some people that, when you make stuff for them, they can always sell you. They can always get you referrals, sometimes. And that's the most important thing. When you can get people's goodwill, when people like what you do, when people fancy what you do, then, they can always refer you to people, and, also making sure that, your quality is top notch. Those were the challenges, sourcing for fabrics, those are the things that, had to deal with, or I have to deal with, because it's constantly changing. You need to get, latest fabrics or latest stuff for people, and they get acceptance. Like I said, people putting, their money on you to make suits for them and all that. That's been challenging. Then, capital again, but then again, I always believe that you always use money to look for money. So I'm not meant to touch my face, but I didn't go out today, so I think I'm safe. No corona. Just don't mind me. And like that. So it's been topsy. It's not been a roller coaster. It's been here and there, but we're still surging forward. We're moving forward. We're trying to do what we know how best to do, trying to make sure that we cater for the needs of ladies and gentlemen, make suits for them, trying to make sure that they were catered for. I don't know if anybody has got questions for me. Am I to take the questions now? I don't know. Yeah, okay. I don't know if I've got, people want to ask questions. You can just drop a text at the bottom of the chat or the video, and I can quickly run through and answer, because I don't know what people want to know. But
does anyone have any questions?
That's just a brief rundown of what, Treasures in Clay or TIC is all about. And, okay, what would you do differently if you could start again? Okay, basically, I think if I'm to start all over again, one, I won't waste my money on doing casual stuff, so doing hoodies and sweats. That's one. Then two, I think I would I tried to study my market, which is something that the market keeps changing and it keeps evolving and all that. But I think that's majorly what I'll do if I'm going to do anything again, because I believe growth should be organic. Growth should be, you have to crawl before you walk. So I think it's part of the experience. I wouldn't trade the experience for anything, because that's what's making me to stand firm and all that. Okay. Oh, how do you advertise yourself? Never heard of you before. Okay. So basically, I think it's in two ways. The way I advertise myself, well, through social media and through people. And again, that's why I said acceptance. Sometimes it takes a while for people to accept you. Then you need to meet the right people to spread your name all around. But okay, do you have a website with your previous works? Unfortunately, I was working on my website, and I was meant to have a collection and a lookbook in March, but then Corona happened and I couldn't put up my works. But you can check me on Instagram at Tic Collections, TICCOLLECTIONS, Tic Collections, and you can see my works. Okay, so someone said, "What's my vision?" Wow. My vision even scares myself, or scares me myself. I want to make sure that at least in every home in this planet Earth, that there's a piece of my clothing in there. Like Coca-Cola. I want to make sure that a piece of my clothing is in each family or in each home all over the world. But we want to capture Ireland first, and that's the short-term goal, to capture Dublin and Ireland first. Then we can start talking about Europe and talking about Africa, talking about everywhere. But then again, I get orders from the US, from Africa, from the UK, from across like that. But in terms of advertising, yeah, I need to do more sponsored, more sponsored adverts on Instagram and all that, and on social media. But website would come pretty soon. It's just for me to, please type your Instagram details there. My husband loves custom makes. I think it's a good one. Oh yeah, I will surely do that. I will type my Instagram handle. Just bear with me. I'm a bit bushy about this. Okay, I think there's one more question. I couldn't see that question. Let me just take it again. Sorry, just bear with me. Okay, sorry, I'm just trying to navigate this so I can see where the questions are. I think I missed one question or so. Just bear with me as I just navigate through this. I think I'm so bushed that I don't know how to use this Zoom. But pardon me. But Jennifer, please, if you can see the last question, I think someone dropped a question for me. If you can see the last question, if you can just read it out to me, and then I can do justice to it quickly, so that others can.
Because of time,
Okay.
do you know what we're going to do? Can you type the answer on the chat, and then we'll move on to Waku? Is that okay?
Yeah, that's perfect. So
perfect.
Thank you very much
so much, Tomi. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. It was wonderful.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Okay, so we have okay, perfect. Hello. So Iwaku, you'll be next. So 1 second, let me just unmute you. Okay, you're muted now.
Cool. Can everyone see me clearly? Cool. So hi guys, I am Iwaku, Faces by Iwaku, and I am a makeup artist, beauty educator, and content creator, you could say. So I'm really nervous. Not gonna lie. I'm really nervous. I don't really know how to really go about this, because I feel like no one is talking back to me, so I'm talking to myself. But anyways, I won't ramble on. But yes guys, so I'm a makeup artist, and I started doing makeup 2 years ago. Professionally, I've been doing makeup for 1 year now. I do offer a service, so it's one of those things where you really have to be very passionate about what you're doing. So when I started makeup, I was only doing makeup because I just love it. Like, I just love the whole glam aspect of doing makeup. I love the fact that you can create any face you want. You can make yourself look happy. You can make yourself look sad. You can just do everything with a few brushes and products. So I really got into it because I just love creating looks with makeup. So where it has hair, makeup, and your outfit, everything kind of goes together. So I'm really into the whole glam aspect and the starting, the planning, just everything that really surrounds doing your makeup and just making sure that you feel really good about yourself once you're done your full glam. So how I would say I started was I used to just watch YouTube videos a lot, and I would just practice on myself and my sister and my mom and just my friends, everyone that was close to me. So I would literally do their makeup, take pictures, take videos, and I feel like all of a sudden everyone just kind of was like, oh, you should actually start charging people for this. Like, you should actually do this properly. So I was like, okay, let's see how it goes. So I decided to just chill, practice, really just kind of know the craft in itself before I could actually give it as a service to other people. So what I did was I just did my homework. I kind of figured out what the artists in Ireland charge, how much is a standard face in Ireland, how much would you spend on your kit, how much would you be willing to charge people for makeup, what do you think you're worth? So those kind of things came into aspect for me. So I did my homework, Googled. Thank God for Google, because I feel like without Google, like so many questions that we want to answer, like we wouldn't know how to answer them. But thank God for Google, because it literally anything you want to know, just Google it and you'll get the answer. So I used to Google different makeup artists and how they used to brand themselves, because I believe in branding, and I believe branding can take your business from here all the way up there because of just the way you put yourself out there, and the way you carry your brand is the way other people will also carry your brand. So I would say my brand is more being glam, lifestyle, kind of like looking good all the time just because it makes you feel good. So that is how I kind of took my branding, because I was like, okay, well, I love all these things. I want my clients to feel good about themselves. I want them to look good about themselves. So I was like, okay, well, this is how I decide to brand, how I'm going to put my service out there. So yeah, that is basically majority of how I started doing makeup. But how I continue to do makeup, that's the important part, because I find that it's so easy to start doing something. It's so easy to pick it up, and it's so easy to put yourself out there, but what keeps you going? Like, for example, we're in this pandemic now. No one would have thought that we would all be at home having this Zoom meeting. Everyone would expect to be having contact with each other, but things change. So you literally, when you want to do something like makeup, or you want to get into service work, you have to be passionate about it, because if you're passionate about it, it keeps you going. Sometimes I'm not in the mood to pick up myself and start putting makeup on my face, but I just love doing it. So when I'm sitting down and I'm thinking about, oh, that eyeshadow would look good with this, and this hairstyle would look good with this makeup, that's what keeps me going. So I would say keep being passionate, literally focus on what you want to do, and always do it for fun. I think that's what makes me, in a way, stand out, as I just do it because I like it. Like, I generally just do makeup because I like doing makeup, and that's really what keeps me going, because if I didn't, it would be so much harder for me. But yeah, so Tomi was speaking about the difficulties of having your own business and running your own business, and having to know when you pay yourself and all this kind of stuff. For me, I found it very hard when I started, because I found that with makeup and services, I feel like people around you want you to do the best for them, but they don't want to pay you. So that was one of the difficult things with starting out. I found that I was doing it first things first, I love it, so I was doing it. But then at the same time, when you start to calculate things and calculate how much you're spending on foundation and brushes and all these kind of things, because makeup is quite an expensive industry to get into. So you can't, hard to get into, because you need to basically put yourself out there. Camera, to you're putting into your business, and also being mobile. So at the moment, but the makes me stand out. And so I think I
Sorry, hey Iwaku, I think you're breaking up. We can't really hear you anymore. I thought that was just my side. Okay, okay, so I think we lost her. She's not there anymore. Iwaku, so
can you hear me now?
Your internet is breaking, so we can't really hear you. Yes, I can hear you now.
No.
We can hear you now. Okay, it's really unstable.
No. Oh. Oh, I'm gonna fix this. Let me just try and fix it. I can hear you perfect.
Yeah, can everyone hear her, or is it just me? Okay, we can hear you. Okay, we can hear you now. Okay, perfect.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's a bit.
Majority of
okay, so
it up. So
do you know? Okay, do you know what we're going to do, Waku? Because we're finding it difficult to hear you, so it keeps breaking. So everyone, anyone that has any questions for her, please just put it there. She will answer all the questions. Please put it in the chat, and then we can just move on to the next person, and then we'll come back to Waku at the end with all the answers. Is that fine? So just have all your questions down there so we can she can answer at the end. So we have up next. One second, let me see who's next. So we have Ebony. She's next. So Ebony, one second. Sorry.
Hey guys, can you hear me? Yeah.
Okay. You.
Yeah. Okay.
Perfect.
Good.
We can hear you. Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. So my name is Mayowa, and I think I'm over prepared because I got a PowerPoint ready and all. But if you don't mind, I'd like to share my screen and I'll walk you through my slides. Is that okay? Right. Perfect. So. Hello, can you hear me? Sorry, I'm just finding this thing difficult to control. Right. I hope you can see the screen. Can someone just let me know if you can see the screen and you can hear me properly? Maybe like a message or something, or just respond. Okay, yes, okay, that's fine, perfect. So my name is Mayowa, like I said, and I am the founder of Urbany. And today I'll be showing you, well, going through the 3 items: who we are, what we do, and the journey so far. So who we are. Urbany is a fashion design brand that infuses Western fashion with African prints or fabrics. So basically what we do is that we get the African fabrics and we just, kind of like, tune that fashion into like Western items that we can wear, Western fashion items that we wear every day in Europe and in America and, everywhere else but Africa. We also believe so much in our history and our pride. That's why we express ourselves through our fashion and creative designs. So what do we do? Basically, we're an online platform that specializes in selling Ankara designs, such as, tops, dresses, skirts, footwear, accessories. We have like bags and stuff like that. We have diaries. Like you can see in the picture, there's a top and a bag that matches. So basically, those are most of our designs that we have in stock. And we're an online platform, like I said. So the journey so far. So myself, I'm the founder of Urbany. I'm an accountant by profession, and what else about me? Nothing much. I'm that boring. But yeah, in terms of the conception, so basically the word Urbany came from the name, the word ebony itself. So my friends used to call me Ebony in the past, and I'll be like, okay, if Ebony is a common name, I just coined it, and then I got Urbany out of it. And then the business idea kind of came to me in 2013. So there was like this kind of Ankara revolution going on. And I used to see some designs with Ankara fabric, and I'll be like, you know what, these things are easy to do, I can make them. And I remember starting off with needle and thread, and I'll make like bow ties, I'll make like skirts, I'll make shirts with needle and thread, and then I'll show my parents, and they'll be like, what, like how are you doing this? Sometimes I'll get my mom's old fabric, and I'll get her shoe, and I'll glue the fabric onto the shoe, and she will just be mind blown. So that's where the whole thing came out, during that Ankara revolution. And you know, along the line, I was like, you know what, I can actually make this into a business. So this was around 2013. So basically, I've been in this for like 7 years. But saying that, the journey was not smooth at all. You know, like people see me now and people are like, oh, you're doing great, you're doing massive. But going on to the next point there, my failures, you know what, I don't even know where to start. When it comes to failures, guys, I think I started on the wrong path, because knowing that I had this passion for sewing and making things and designing things, you know, it kind of like made me so excited, and I just did everything. So one of the things that I did wrong was to just do everything. So I was just literally all over the place, you know. Don't let me know if you can't hear me, so that I don't just ramble on. So like I said, I just did a lot of things. Anything anyone throws at me, I'll do. I wasn't like straightforward. I didn't have a set mind on what I wanted to do with my talent. And then another thing that was a problem was that, like, whatever anyone says to me, I just pick it up and I do it. Like, you know, I don't say, oh, that's not my business. Like, that's not part of my business idea. I didn't have a business strategy. I didn't have a business plan, none of that. So that was a major downfall. You do not start a business like that. And another thing, this was a major factor for me, and this kind of frustrated me to a point that I left the business for a while. So when I started making stuff for people, you know, you make stuff for them and they give you, they ask for the price, and you're like, oh, it's 20 euros, 30 euros. And they're like, what? I can do this in Africa for 2,000 naira. And I'm like, what do you mean? If you could do it in Africa for 2,000 naira, why didn't you go and do it in Africa then? You know, and that really frustrated me to the point that I literally just abandoned the business for like 2, 3, if not 4 years. But along the line, in that 4 years, I was still like making stuff for myself, and I'll post pictures. But after that period, I just sat myself down, because I couldn't walk away from it. You know, there was no walking away from this thing, because it was just like a part of me. So I sat myself down and I said, look, we need to learn from everything that went wrong and decide what we want to do now. So that's why I decided to have an online retail store that sells ready-made fabrics. So basically, we stock and we sell. We stock and we sell. I have another business that does fashion couture. That's different from Ebony. Ebony is basically retail online store. We stock items and we sell it. Even when I make items for selling for Ebony, I pay myself as a wholesaler. I don't like, you know, intertwine the two. So that thing, it's clear for me now. The business is clear for me now what I'm doing in Ebony. So on to the next one, it's our current status. So currently, Ebony is a registered company in Ireland. We're a private limited company, and I think maybe if you want to know the difference between sole trader and the private limited and public limited, we can talk about that later. But there's a reason why I registered myself as a private limited company. And what else do we do right now? Well, basically, you know, we're just aspiring to grow our business intercontinentally, you know, grow our customer base, you know, go into markets that have never been touched before, because there are actually gaps in the market for my business. So yeah, guys, I think that's it. So come back into the app, stop sharing. I hope that was good. I hope you all heard me and everything I said. Yes?
So we have a few questions for you.
Okay, so do you have a website? I have a website, but it's currently not functioning. Like there's a lot of back-end work to do, so it's not functioning at the moment, but I will definitely work on getting that up this year.
Okay, guys, thank you so much, everybody. That was great. So everyone, please have your questions there at the chat, and then she will get back to you guys. So just keep an eye on the chats because they have some questions coming in and out, okay? Perfect. So next we have Becky. So Creative Innovations. So let me just unmute her there 1 second, Rebecca. Perfect. Becky?
Hi.
Hey, perfect. Do you have your, oh yeah, you have your video on, perfect. Okay, so you're next, so there you go.
Hi, everyone. I hope everyone can hear me. Jenny, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, I can hear you.
Okay, that's brilliant. Okay, so good evening, everyone. My name is Rebecca Oluwaseyi, and I'm CEO of Creative Innovations. Creative Innovations was founded in 2017, August of 2017, in August, for actually a friend of mine. Her daughter was having a birthday party. Now, conception beforehand, work had been in place about 2 years or a year beforehand, and I was going to launch it in June of that year, but then I postponed because there were loads of other things that I needed to put into consideration before, you know, going ahead and taking that bold step, especially when it comes to, you know, business also. So background and conception would have been, I've always been a singer. Well, you wouldn't have known that. So yeah, I need to point that out. I'm a singer, and I'm also an interior architecture you know, personnel, and also into spatial design. Okay, so an interior architect and spatial designer. And I was in uni that year, and I said, well, you know what, I would like to merge what I'm doing now into events. I'm always at concerts, if anyone knows me, and that's here. Always do voiceovers, always planning, organizing, even if it was for family and family holidays and stuff like that. So I said, you know what, I'd like to merge my interior design into events, and that's where my love for event design, exhibition, and all of that came through. So that's, you know, how CI and Creative Innovations came about. So, and that was also the inspiration and everything behind it, services and products that we do deliver and we supply. Now, there's an event planning aspect, and there's also event design. Currently, we do have about 5 packages that we you know, provide to our clients, from birthdays, baby showers. We're more of an intimate kind of planner, like, you know, in event planning, though we do for concerts and other things as well. But I think we're more into that, like, you know, intimate kind of baby showers, bridal showers, and we have packages that we, you know, put together for our clients, and in order for them to get the, you know, the best at that. For weddings, we do go into like graphics designing, getting menus and stuff for our brides and stuff like that. So we also do that as well. Sorry, I'm just trying to cover everything, so I'm just gonna look at my notes. So how do we advertise? We're currently on Instagram and working on a lookbook that we can just, you know, you can hit a link and then just even see our previous work. But we are currently live on Instagram, and it would be Creative Innovations. Okay, so if you are looking for us, you can find us there. Now, the challenges, yes, we do face some challenges, and how do I explain this without being so, I'll try my best. Now, going forward, you know, we do want to be a reputable, you know, luxury event brand, okay? And in order for us to do that, we need to be able to deliver exceptionally, that you see from the start of your planning, you know, of your event to the end. There's that feel, that experience that you get from, you know, us being able to, you know, plan and design your event. Now in Ireland, what we do notice is we do work with budget. We have tried doing that, and we currently still do that. But like Waku said, or Ebony actually said it, you can give a price and say, well, my package is 300 plus like a service charge or cost or something. And oh, can we get a discount? Is that, you know, why is it 200? You know, why is it 300? Could it be not like 150 euro? And the planning, and, you know, I would go through plans, I would go through mood boards, I would go and take pictures. I would tell a client to even send me pictures if I can't even, you know, get to the house. You know, just to see the space, try and arrange it, try and go through colors, try and go through how we can make, you know, the event a success. And then I'm going up and down trying to source for material and stuff. And then I get asked that if I can, you know, I'm not saying it's ridiculous, but what I'm trying to say is if people could understand the work and the background work that goes into, you know, planning the event, just so that we are able to bring out the best. And once we're under that, it tends to be hard, and we try and use that cost to then spread and make sure everything can happen, you know, at the same time. So I think that would be a challenge. I'm not so sure if I've said that clear enough for everyone to understand, but wanting to go somewhere, our visions, you know, of where we want to be, if that's, you know, the challenges we face, it's kind of difficult. You know, it's kind of difficult to do that. But since the coronavirus, I guess everyone is trying to do collaborations more, trying to talk more, trying to bring out the brand more. And maybe, you know, as we go on and as Ireland grows, people will understand, and, you know, we can do better, and we can do great with that. I don't know if I'm running out of time, so Jennifer, just let me know if I've gone over time with that. Motivation, I will speak about this. We have been, I think, since February, March of this year, that the corona started, and most of our events got cancelled or postponed due to this. Now, once you're in this, or you start, or you want to go into something, you need to be passionate about what you do. And that's what I would say. It needs to come from the heart. Yes, there are challenges. There are some times when it's tough. There are some times, for about 2 months now, going on to 3, we have been at home with, you know, no event or anything, because it's, you know, a situation we can't actually, it's not, you know, under our control. So it is difficult. Now, sometimes you can just feel like, oh, here, I'm not doing this anymore. I just can't. But once you do love what you do, there's this kind of strength that's behind it that just, you know, makes you, you know, keep going with that. So I feel that's it. I love what I do. And every time I have a gig or I have an event, yes, it could be stressful, time consuming, but the finished product, I'm like, yes, it's done. My client is happy, and yeah, that's, you know, it's fulfilling when that happens. So I don't know if you have any questions. If I have missed anything out, then you can, as Jenny said, put the question in there, and then I'd be able to answer them. So Jenny, I think I'm done with that.
Oh, perfect, Becky. Thank you so much. That was brilliant. If you have any questions for Becky, please put it down there. She's amazing at her work, and everyone's social media as well. I will just put that here, like Instagram, Facebook, so you can follow everyone's support. So that would be great. Thank you so much, Becky. We love that so much. Perfect. We have we have Florence next. MUI Print. So let me just unmute you now, love. 1 second. Perfect. There you go.
Hi guys, I'm excited. I'm having mixed feelings. I'm excited, but I'm also happy to be here. So I've been having so much fun. I've been learning a lot from my colleagues, and it's just such a nice space to be able to share. So I won't talk too much, but Jennifer, I'm gonna need someone. I might be Tomi. I can see Tomi right here on my right hand. I might just need this to like tell me 5, 10, because otherwise I'll just ramble on. So thank you so much for having me here. I really appreciate it, and I feel so honored. So my name is Florence, and I am a blogger at Moded Inside Out, and I'm the founder of MIO Print. So MIO Print is an acronym for Moded Inside Out. And so yeah, I won't go into the details on how I got the name, but I suppose MIO Print basically is an extension of my blog at Moded Inside Out. And what inspired me to start my business, I think for me, I've always had the intuition, and there's always a seed planted in me that, you know, I always want to do more. I want to be better. I want to, you know, and that's what my blog is about as well, is inspire people to always push, to always reflect and be the best version of themselves. So I suppose I started my business during the natural hair movement. And at that time, I took a particular interest in satin and Ankara. So my love for Ankara goes way back, especially my love for wearing head wraps and protecting my hair. If you follow me on Instagram, or if you've ever been at events, I always talk about my edges. Growing up, you know, my natural hair it's been a journey, and I suppose I've always been on that quest of protecting my hair and look for the best way to, you know, to lock moisture in, and to, you know, to make sure that my hair is growing at its best, really. So so I started the business in 2018. And so I just have my notes, so I'm just going to keep looking into my notes. I started the business in 2018, and I suppose for me, one of my biggest challenge is now a strength, in the sense that I didn't study business. So literally, I just had a passion for Ankara. I just had a passion for, you know, to push myself, to become better and to be more, and, you know, to start something that would meet other people's needs. And that was all I had, really. So all I had really was my passion, which is good, but really, passion will get you only so far. If you don't have the knowledge and the skills you need to continue your business, you know, you eventually will frustrate yourself. So I think like everybody was really good for preparing herself, but I have, like, I'm not sure if you can see it, so I have a diagram here. It's very rough, excuse me, guys. So like I was saying, because I didn't study business, I knew that, okay, when I started, I think 7 months when I started, I was like, okay, I was making a loss. My brand message was not clear. It wasn't clear to myself. It wasn't clear to other people. Like everyone was saying as well, when I started, I wanted to do everything, you know, and it was just all jumped up in my head. We didn't have a niche. We didn't have, like, people, if you come onto our brand, like our Instagram page, you wouldn't, like, understand what was going on. Colors were everywhere. Everything was just a bit jumbled up. So I sat back down and I kind of went through what I call a business model. And basically our business model covers basically the value we offer to our customers. So it looks at the products, and that's very important. So some of the services we offer, we bonnets, head wraps, aprons, pajamas, and everything lifestyle. And I think the whole concept of lifestyle we've literally just owned this year. And so I suppose for us, when we realized that, oh, actually we're meeting the daily needs of our customers, it was like, okay, we are a lifestyle brand. And then that's kind of helped me to focus myself. And so, because if you don't have a clear vision and if you don't have a clear purpose, you know, people will do so many things and you get distracted and you're like, oh, the next thing is pajamas, oh, let me jump. The next thing is robes, oh, I'll jump. The next thing is makeup, oh, you know, you need to understand your own strengths and focus on your strengths and make sure that you're owning it, and, you know, be and then passion and I suppose being proud of what you offer and knowing what you offer. So like I've been going live on my own personal page on Instagram. I've been talking about what you offer and, you know, being proud of that and knowing it. And, you know, because if you know what you offer and you know the needs you're meeting, it will help you to, I suppose, be able to continue to meet the needs of your clients, and then passion and, you know, your knowledge and stuff like that. So yeah, that's what inspired me. So what keeps me going? Again, passion. Definitely, I'm sure everyone, all my colleagues can also say the same. If you don't have passion for running the business, honestly, you will burn out. You need passion, because especially now with coronavirus, you know, what else is going to keep you going? You need to be self-motivated, and you need to be flexible, and you need to be able to adapt to the situation. So if you see a lot of people are going live on Instagram, a lot of people are doing tutorials, a lot of people, like YouTubers are like, I'm sure this time is a good time for them to, you know, to continue to engage with their audience. So you need to be flexible. Like, you can't be rigid. I appreciate that some businesses it's harder to, you know, go live and maybe have an online sort of presence. But I suppose one thing that we've been doing at My Points anyways is kind of looking at, okay, we're not going to events because, and that's part of my business model. So like we have like collaboration, products, vendors, social media, our value, our visions. So like events was really good for us to be able to network and meet people, meet customers, meet colleagues, you know, just like, I suppose events was really good for networking. That's all I would say, really. And since all of that has been pulled back, we've had to re-strategize and just say, okay, because, you know, when bigger businesses were kind of shutting down, I'm not going to lie, I was like, if bigger businesses are shutting down, like, what's my own as a small business owner, you know? So I had to kind of look, okay, how are we going to make this work for our situation, for our, like, and to continue to meet people's needs? And then I kind of focused then on pajamas, because I was like, okay, quarantine, chill. Okay, quarantine and chill. You know, and especially then with the whole Ankara movement as well. I think, to be honest, the person that actually put Africa on my mind, like I'm a proud African, but the person that actually put in my mind that, oh wow, that we have treasure there is Jadena. He's a magician, and I just noticed that in his music, like Ankara was everywhere. Ankara was for everything, and like very similar to everything. I was like, oh, this didn't make sense, you know. Ankara, like, we have to believe in what we have and like our culture and, you know, our tradition. I'm loving Adire as well, like tie and dye, and it's just like, you know, and that's why I went into the whole Ankara satin, because again, like we had Ankara head wraps, you know, if you're wearing that all the time, it can cause friction, but satin really, you know, so that's kind of so I suppose, again, like I was saying, because of my I suppose weakness in not studying business, I've had to push myself an extra mile. So like for whoever I've studied business, they have, I suppose, an upper hand. But because I don't have that as a background, I've had to push myself and keep learning. And like I have mentors as well that I kind of follow on social media. I look at what people are doing, and again, just like, okay, how can I, you know, like what can I learn from them, but also bring it, like adapt it into my own business and make it different. Like I suppose look at ways that my print can stand out. So what keeps us going? Okay, yeah, passion, flexibility, I've mentioned that already. Understanding your customers, empathy. You need to be able to put yourself in the shoes of your customers, you know, and that comes again with customer skills. I always tell people, so professionally, I'm a social worker. It's a tough job, very challenging. I'm constantly dealing with difficult clients who don't want to work with me, and you know, I work on the child protection team, and I have to like explain to you why I'm working with you. So I think all of that skills I've been able to bring into my business, and you know, I'm able to deal with difficult customers. I'm able to put myself in their need. You know, if you're coming to my website and, you know, like I suppose one of the issues we're having at the moment is my website, it keeps crashing. It's very annoying, and like sometimes a client would come and say, oh, they saw a pajamas that was size 12, but actually I only have size 10 left. And having to be able to do, I'm like understanding that, oh, it must be really hard for you to, you know, want a product, you come to, it's saying this size and it's not the, you know, so being able to understand and, you know, I suppose meet their daily needs. Okay, 2 minutes, perfect. Yeah, so anything else really advises? To start your own business, one thing I'll say is study the markets, know your audience, like who exactly are you going to be catering for? Yeah, like have a clear vision and passion. Make sure that you're not just jumping into something because you want to. Make sure that you know exactly what the gap is and where you can fill in the gap. Yeah, passion, and yeah, just like studying the market, know exactly who you're meeting. Yeah, I suppose that's all I would say really. Sorry, 10 minutes went so quick. I hope I answered as much as possible. Yeah, so thank you guys.
That was really good, Florence. I appreciate that. If you have any questions for Florence, please put it down in the chat. She will answer all the questions. And we have a couple of questions here for Becky, and I think a few others as well. Can the speakers, please, can you just check the chat for any and then yeah, so that's that. Perfect. Well done. Thank you so much. Okay, perfect. So let me just mute you for a sec. All right, so it's my turn. Oh, I'm nervous. So I'm going to share my screen. I have a little presentation, so I'm going to share my screen. I hope everyone can hear me, and I hope everyone will be able to see my screen. Okay. No, you don't see this. Can everyone see my screen? Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect. Okay, so my name is Jennifer, and I'm the founder of My Activevibe. And My Activevibe is basically a fitness accessories brand. So I started back in May of 2018, and it's still running now, but it has a little bit of a journey. And I just want to share that and a few advice that I have for any potential business owners. So My Activevibe is a fitness accessories brand with the first line of product being resistant bands. So resistant bands are like for exercising your glutes, your leg, your arms, whatever you want, like on your body, you can use resistant bands. And also I sell two types. I sell like the fabric one and also the elastic ones. And I sell a thing called My Active Box, which I created, which just includes all of the bands, the fabric bands inside, and a guidebook and a carrier bag. So the startup story of My Activevibe. So My Activevibe started in 2018, but prior to that, I really started back in March of 2014. I went through a major weight loss journey. I was able to lose 3 in 3 months, I was able to lose 15 kilograms. And I, shared that online in 2014 of June. So I shared online, and I was able to get over 1.3 million views on that video, and it was about 5 years ago. So a lot of people send me messages, emails, comments, DMs about that video, or how it inspired them, how it motivated them to be active, because my story was basically, I was just being active how I wanted to. I just went for runs, cycling, just did different things. I didn't follow any like diets. I didn't follow any fitness plan or anything like that. I just did whatever I thought that was suitable for me and I could do. So then I decided to start doing YouTube videos. So then I was like, okay, but how can I still motivate people and inspire them to be active? But how they wanted to. I didn't want people to always have to follow this diet, or always have to follow this fitness plan in order to be active, but just do how you wanted to. So then I started my Activevibe. So that's why the name is my Activevibe, is how you see being active, back in May of 2018. So I enjoy Activevibe because my background is in business and marketing, and then I did my master's in management. So I was able to put what I studied and also what I enjoyed doing together, and then I created my Activevibe. So I sell the resistance bands, and I did that from like May of 2018 to like December of 2018, and I stopped like in 2019 for like the whole year. But I decided to really take this business seriously in the start of the year, and that was like one of my biggest goals this year, is just to kick off the business and learn more about it and all of that. So yeah, so that's how my Activevibe was created. So just a few tips for any potential business owners. So I finished talking about a background of my Activevibe and all. So what I did that I felt like really helped me at the start was I did a lot of research. So I researched online for unique products, just to see if there's a demand for it, and if there's a gap in the Irish market and also in the UK market, or all around Europe. So then I found that, there's a gap with this resistant bands, and I do use resistant bands, so it can work. So you always have to find out whether the product you're selling or the service you're providing is unique and different, and if there's the demand. You don't want to come into a business where there's a lot of other businesses like yourself. So you want to be unique and you want to be different. And also your competitors, just to have a look at your competitors, what they're doing. It can be competitors within your market, or also different markets as well, just to make sure that they're just to see what they're doing, so you can implement it in yours, or just to get some idea of what to do. Also, the right supplier. Looking for the right supplier can be difficult sometimes, because you have to research and speak to these people as well, because you want to be able to trust your suppliers. So your suppliers can be from India, from China, from different places, depending on the product you produce. But you have to be able to trust them, because you want them to come with a good product, because you're investing your own money, and you don't want to lose the money that you're investing, or come here and then give a customer a product and then they don't like the product. So you have to make sure that you have a good supplier that you trust. Also, marketing platform. Know exactly what kind of marketing platform to use. Know exactly, where it works best. It could be Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Just figure out which one works best for you, and then keep doing that. Also, research how you can reduce costs, because starting a business, especially if you're funding yourself, or even if you got funds from different places, you don't want to be losing money or spending a lot more than what you're getting back. So you have to find out different ways to reduce costs. So that's very important. Also, research softwares and apps that can help you work faster and efficient, because you like, for myself, I have a full-time job, but I'm doing this on the side as well. So I always have to use different apps to help me move faster, because if you do it yourself, you can actually wear yourself down and doing everything. So you can use like different apps to help you, like for your Instagram, or it could be for editing videos. Just have all these different apps to help you do this. So also teaching yourself, it's very important to teach yourself. For myself, I studied marketing, as I said, but I finished uni back in 2014, 2015. And when I finished uni, then it was kind of like the old generation type of marketing. So marketing is always changing. So I always had to teach myself what kind of the marketing that's on right now, which is social media. Social media back then and now is different. Like, now Instagram is really big, and, Facebook was big then, but not as much now. But social media marketing is very, very important. So And I think some of the other business owners will say the same thing. Most of the sales that they get from their business is from social media marketing, because a lot of people want to see your work on social media. They want to see reviews. They want to see what other customers are saying about your product on social media before they go and invest in your business and your product that you offer. So things like Google ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, I was able to learn all these things myself just on YouTube. Just Google is your friend. You can use Google and search for different things in order to help your business. Also, website development. This is a tricky one, because to develop a website for some of the guys that have a website here, it's very expensive. So you know, we have different website developers that can develop a website for you. You also have like a website called Fiverr where you can actually outsource a website developer. But I was able to learn how to develop a website myself using like Wix, Squarespace, there's also Shopify. There's so many different hosts you can use, website hosts, to develop a website. And I used YouTube to help me learn that. Also email marketing. I used YouTube to help me know how to do email marketing. Also Google Analytics is very important, because with Google Analytics, if you have a website, you'll be able to see all the traffic going into your website, and you're able to see where the person is coming from, how they found your website, and what time they went on the website. So you want to have all this data for you know, future uses, because when your business grows, by God's grace, all our business will grow. But when our business grows, we want to have all this data to show any investors or any anyone, like any shareholders. You have to show them all this information. So it's good to have all of this stuff already. Also, influencer marketing. So that's very expensive now, because a lot of influencers, they charge a lot for, you know, for you to send them a product and then for them to post it on social media. But it works. Like influencer marketing it works. Like if you get someone with like 100K followers on Instagram to post one product for you, one picture, and that one is just like on the story, not even on the page, you can get, your sales can go off the roof. That's dependent on their followers. But then again, you have to pay them, because it's not free. You pay them first before they can put that in. But if they're very nice and they're willing to do it, I had a few influencers, you know, they had over like 50K. Another one had like, you know, 20K post for me, and I was able to get sales for that. But they did it for free and they were willing to do it, but it was under their terms, because I wasn't paying, so they could do it whenever they wanted to do it. So also packaging is very important. You want to be presentable to your customers, because they need to like your product and how it looks. So being having all this packaging is really good. So I was able to find a website where I can design the packaging myself online, and then they show you like to show you how the product looks with your phone. So you're able to like take a picture of the barcode and you see the product design on your phone. So that was really good. So I was able to use that website for my packaging. So make sure your packaging is key. Like for any physical product, is how you present yourself to your customers is very important. Also your product design, make sure you design a product that the design of your actual product needs to be unique and different, not the same as your you know, your competitors. Or, you know, if I think to yourself, if I see this, will I buy it? So that's very important. Account management, you have to be able to manage your accounts, know exactly how you're spending, your profit, your loss, all different things, how much you're spending on marketing, have everything. You have to be able to track everything. So I use Excel to track everything. So if I get a sale, I put it there, I track everything and make sure I'm getting my return of investment and also some profit, and I know where I'm spending and all of that. So have everything on Excel or any other software to help you track and manage your accounts. Also photo editing and video editing is very important as well, because it's presentable when you post on Instagram and social media. You want to have images that people will see it, that's appealing. And so yeah, you can use so many editing software like Facetune or InShot. That's all the ones you can use as well. And then also making a logo. I did make like 99% of everything in my business. I did it myself. So making a logo, I made a logo myself as well. I just searched how to make a logo, found a few websites, put 2 logos together, and I was able to make it. And then when I put the logo, and then I had to make it HD, so high definition. So I then paid someone on Fiverr to just do that for me. I only paid them €5, while some people can charge you over €300 to make a logo. So just look at different ways how to cut cost, especially if you're just a one person that is doing this business. So you have to make sure you cut costs as much as possible. So you will make a lot of mistakes. That's the first thing you have to learn owning a business. You will make a lot of mistakes. So when I first started my business in 2018, I made a lot of mistakes. That's why I don't even, let's cancel 2018 at this point, because I made a lot of mistakes. One of the things that I did was I wasn't strategizing everything I was doing. As soon as I got my products made and I got it sent to me, I just sent everything to Amazon. I sent it to Amazon Fulfillment Center in the UK. And because I was like, oh, I'm busy with work, Amazon could just send it for me and I could just do the marketing. So I sent it over to Amazon, and it ended up that Amazon was just way, way too expensive and I was only sending one product. So they were charging me 30% of every sale that I make. And on top of that, a fee of like €40 a month. And that's even if you make sale or if you don't make a sale, they're taking the money. Like, so that's, that's how Amazon was working, but they do all the packaging and stuff. So after about 3 or 4 months, I decided to cancel that. So I got the products back, cancel my fulfillment, and then I got my products back. I was like, okay, I need to get a website and do everything myself. So I ship and deliver all my products. I get all the orders on my phone. When someone orders on our website on myactivevibe.com, I am able to see it, and then I just fulfill the order, send it off immediately to get it within 3 days. And then I wasn't keeping track of my sales. So in 2018, a lot of gyms and a lot of sports centers were buying my products, and I would just sell it to them, and they would just pay cash because I would just see them. They would pay cash, and I'll just use the money. I wouldn't know what I did with it. So that kept on happening. And I started noticing I wasn't keeping track of anything, so I wasn't knowing how much I was making exactly and how much I can reinvest and all of that. So you have to be able to track everything, and also you have to see what other people are doing as well. That's very important. So especially with this quarantine, I spend a lot of my time watching videos and stories about startup business, like successful stories like Amazon, Apple, Shopify, and watch all these different stories just to inspire yourself. Even just normal online business owners, like on social media and stuff, it's very important. So you can know exactly what they're doing and be like, all right, cool, I can try this method, I can try that method. And when you start doing that and you then implement that to your business, you start to see how effective that is. So I've been doing that and it's working pretty well. And I was always afraid to advertise my business. I was like, oh no, I don't want to advertise my business. I don't want anyone to know that this is Activevibe. But later on, you have to make sure that you advertise your business because people buy from people. So they want to be able to see who the person is, and they buy from you. Even I watched Kylie Jenner's startup story as well. And literally it was all social media. People saw her with her lip kits and then they loved it and they bought it. So they want to buy from you. So if you have to just advertise, just do it. Use your social media. Social media is your friend. Just keep advertising, because the more you keep doing, and if you're consistent, you continue to see sales. People will send you messages and you get all of that from being effective. Also, I learned from my mistakes. So you make mistakes, but you learn from it. And probably I'm going to keep making mistakes, and you continue to keep learning. Many big businesses make mistakes all the time. They make a lot of mistakes, but they keep going all the time. So just the last thing, just a few advice I can give for any potential business owners. You have to invest in your business. You can either fund yourself or get funding. Well, if you get funding, you either have to pay them back or whatever way that you guys have the arrangement. But if you fund yourself, you know that it's your money and you know how exactly you're spending it. But make sure that you be able to fund yourself. You have enough money for your business. Also be innovative. You have to look for new ways to grow your business all the time. So always research and find new ways online to grow your business. And also, as I said, look at what other people are doing. And as a startup, always have to try to lower costs as much as possible. So you try to lower costs in different ways. So like marketing, you try to lower costs from the product, the manufacturer, to just try to lower costs so you'll be spending so much. And also plan your social media posts in advance. So that's very important. That's something I learned from a YouTube video. So they have there's so many apps. They have social media planners, so you can plan all your posts accordingly. So every time you just post it, because you can be busy at work and stuff, so you might miss out a few things. So make sure you're consistent and you can plan your posts and always post. So keep posting. You might think it's annoying, but to people, but it's working. If you keep pushing, use the filters, you get the results at the end. Also teach yourself a lot of things. So the internet has a lot. You can teach yourself, you can read books, you can watch a lot of documentaries, videos. I try to watch a lot of videos, even Dragon's Den. You can watch Dragon's Den or Shark Tank. These Netflix videos really help to increase your knowledge and also understand exactly what to do next. Also, research and market to see if there's a demand for your product. That's very important. You don't want to go into a market where there's a lot of people, there's a lot of brands like yourself, and then you have to be fighting for customers. You want to be able to go somewhere where there's a niche, and then you can see how effective that works. Also, watch startup YouTube videos. As I said, watch different videos of how people started and how the success story. Also, keep track of your spending. As I said, research your competitors. Also, buy your domain and business name. So the first thing that you should do owning a business is, just make sure you just make sure that you buy your domain and also your business name. You don't want someone to buy that first and then you lose that at the end after you finish doing all this work, and then someone will take your business name. Also, research and trust your suppliers. My supplier, I talk to him, we're like friends, so I speak to him on video call and everything. So make sure you speak to your supplier and you trust him. So you have to be unique and be different from your competitors and put your customers first. And last thing is, do not give up. Keep pushing. Keep pushing no matter what. You might have a few things that will discourage you, but you have to just keep pushing all the time. Yeah, so guys, I think, so that's my little presentation. Thank you so much for listening, guys. So you can check me out, my Activevibe, or you can follow us on our social media platform on my Activevibe. Thank you so much. I'm going to just stop sharing my screen now. Okay, perfect. Do I have any questions? Researching the target market, what questions did you have to ask? Well, researching I did do, this is a long time ago when I was researching my target market, I did ask a few people what kind of products would they like me to produce. I would tell them that I wanted to start a fitness accessories brand. So I was setting our SurveyMonkey survey to find out exactly what, and that's how I came up with the resistant bands. And I researched as well, and I saw there wasn't actually a lot of social media or online businesses that sell this. So so I was able to do that. So I was able to find out how to what steps to take next. Do you have okay, okay, so that's it. I think I have, let me, because of time, I'm going to just type in all the answers. Please have the questions going. I will send it all here. So the next person is Debora. Debora, you're next. So she does lovely weaves and hairs. So she will be next. So I'm just going to unmute you now, and I'll answer all the questions. I'm here.
Can you hear me?
Okay, perfect.
Hi guys, how are you? My name's Debora. I'm the owner of SosoLuxe Hair. My story, I launched in October. I actually launched in October, but the works to get to where I am now started in the summer of 2019. The way I started is in the summer of 2019, I was at my breaking point. I was just like, no, this is not for me. I can't do hair. I'm a student nurse by profession and I'm a care assistant as well. And everything was just overwhelming for me and I couldn't do it anymore. So I felt like the best thing for me was to drop one thing. And at that time, I felt like it was easier for me to drop hair rather than to drop a degree because it'd be hard for me to go back. So I decided I'll drop hair, take a break, go on holidays, just refresh my mind. And when I come back to Ireland, I'll decide then what I wanted to do. So when I came back to Ireland, I just doubted myself, and I would have been a big doubter. I was just like, no, I can't do this. I'm not able for this. So I left it for a while, and after a couple of months, I was just itching to do hair. So that's when I knew like I was passionate about it. I couldn't go about without touching hair. I was always doing my own hair, still doing my friends' hair here and there over the summer, and they were constantly pushing me to just do it, just go for it, just go for it. So then I decided eventually, you know what, like what do I have to lose anyway? So I went for it. And so I launched my brand I wanted to come out differently. So I did a video shoot, which I'm not sure if any of you have seen, but it's on our page at SosoLuxeHair.com. I did a video shoot because I wanted to launch it differently, come out differently, and just like shock people, or so, like, I don't know how to say, like probably like that. But SosoLuxe Hair comes from my own name, Debora Soso, and the Luxe comes from the fact that I want to provide a luxury service. I want girls coming out feeling different, feeling like, oh my God, like look at my hair, you know, that kind of way. So that's where the name comes from. And so that's when I started, and I launched for my 21st birthday, and it's been there ever since. Social media wise, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram at SosoLuxe Hair on both, and you can email me on info@sosoluxehair.com. As well as that, well, like, to come out, it was difficult for me because I just felt like I always used to be the person that I doubted myself, like, where do you start? Will people support me? And so on and so forth. Yeah, so how people support me and so on and so forth. So I just decided I'll go for it. And so I went for it, and the support just came with it. And I mean, one thing in Ireland I have to give an advice for is because you'll always kind of feel like there's always the situation where, oh, there's so much people doing this, so much people doing hair, so much people making food. Like what are you doing? Do you know, that kind of way. So I decided that, like, just to go for it. And I feel my advice for everyone would be, just don't listen to what people have to say, just go for it. And if you're passionate about something, everything will fall in place for you. And that's what I've went by, and everything has been great ever since then. I have faced a good few challenges here and there, but like financially, I'll start with financially. I launched my business because I'm a care assistant, and I funded myself really, and sometimes that could be really difficult because you still have to maintain your life as well as funding the business. It's not easy. You have to find a hair vendor that was good. It has to be different from what other hairdressers are also doing. So that was the challenges that I came across, but I overcame it, and I found my vendor, and I'm still happy with her as of today. As well as that, like, sorry guys, sorry. I found my hair vendor, and as well as that, so we've been going since then. Any challenges that I faced were more on the side of time management, because I'm a student nurse as well as that. I found it hard to balance my assignments, balance my work and everything. So what I do now is I'd separate my timing. Usually, because I work as a night care assistant, during the daytime I'll manage my business. So I'd make the wigs, manage my orders, emails, respond to people, and so on. So that's how I manage myself. That time management would have been the biggest challenge for me. As well as that, sorry guys, I'm just going to quickly look at my notes. The first step to when I started, I first of all, because for me, I felt you have to improve yourself before you go off and start a business. So what I did, I improved on my weaknesses. I didn't think I would have been the best person at colouring hair, so I took on classes with other people in England. So I flew out, did classes, I got my stock, and I came back to Ireland. I was like, oh, okay, I'm ready now. And since then, like, I've been okay. And I don't have a full team. It's just myself, as you can see. So that's one big challenge. Like, sometimes it's hard. Like, people are waiting for a response from you, and you can't get to them on time, and they might delete their message or so on. But like, it's something in the future that I do plan to have a team, and I feel like along with other businesses, that would be something that is always an ultimate goal. If there's anything anyone would like to ask me, I'm happy to answer. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Perfect. Does anyone have any questions for Debora? Okay, we have other questions going there in the chat, so I'm just trying to answer the questions there. So yeah, so that's it. We finished so early. Thank you so much all the speakers and everyone that attended. So what we're gonna do now, just to get the questions going, if anyone wants to be unmuted, I'll unmute you right now because we have about 12 minutes to go. So please just say me or I or anything there in the chat, and I can unmute you and you can ask your questions. Okay, 1 second. Yes, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna give a suggestion because someone asked about the company registration. So I was gonna talk about it, but if
yes,
that's fine.
No, you can go ahead, answer the question.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So I mentioned in terms of registering your business, so there is the sole trader, and then there is the private limited and the public limited. And this is where I think every business, like most people don't know this, but it's very good you have your business registered. Like you can get grants, you can get funds from the banks, you can get investors, you can get investments without them knowing that your business is registered. Now, talking about all of that, if you register as a sole trader, you're saying that you and your business, you're the same. So it's usually good for where you're providing a service that's like, you know, for the makeup artist, for where like you don't have a product, your service is you get that kind of thing. That's where sole trader is good. But the reason why I always encourage people to do the private limited is that like you separate yourself from your business. So that's the main advantage. So that like whatever the business does, if you get a grant, an investment, whatever happens in the business stays in the business. In terms of sole trader, if something goes wrong, they come into your account. So they basically take, like when things go wrong with sole trader, they can take your house, they can take your car, just anything to get their money back. So that's the major difference. So if you're gonna be registering your business, look into that. Like a friend of mine was asking me as well, she wanted to get a grant and she was told that she couldn't get it because she was registered as sole trader. So I had to, you know, talk her through how to go about getting registered as a private limited. The difference between the private limited and the public limited is just that, you know, when you're a public limited, you can sell your shares to the public and you can raise funds that way. But usually people do that when they're like, you know, when the business is like big, that's when you can, you know, use that. That's you're ready to like launch globally. So that's just that. I just said I would say that to everyone that owns a business.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Does anyone else want to be unmuted to ask a question, or any of the speakers? No one? No? Okay, perfect. Okay. So I think that's it then. If no one has any questions that they would like to ask. No one? Okay, perfect. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Let me put my camera back on. Thank you so much, guys, for joining our Face Behind the Brand. I really appreciate it for every single speaker that came here, and also, you know, everyone that attended, like over 40 people. So that's really good turnout. So thank you so much. Yeah, so I put down everyone's social media there, so I will put it there again. So so if you can follow everyone on Instagram, so on Facebook as well, that would be, you know, very grateful. So just to show some support to Irish businesses. And thank you so much, even our family, our friends that came out here to do this. Okay, so Michael said he can assist with business registration. Okay, perfect. So you see, okay, so that's really good. Michael, would you like to talk about this if you want us to help you, because it seems like you have a business as well? Let us know if you want us to unmute you. Okay, 1 second. I think Michael can talk to you guys about this. Okay, no, I don't think he wants to be unmuted. So I just wanted him to talk a little bit about that, because that's a very good thing as well. Okay, 1 second. I'll unmute you now. Yeah, 1 second.
Jennifer.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
Jennifer, it's Ebony. Michael is Ebony.
Oh, sorry. I'm like, there's 2 Michaels in this thing. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's Ebony.
Okay, perfect. Okay, that's it then. Thank you so much, everyone, for attending. Yeah, so I will send everyone a follow-up email just to thank everyone and have everyone on social media. And if you have any questions, let us know and we'll answer all the questions. So thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Bye. Bye.